Kid Broly back, and this is part 3 to what if Deku had an intelligence quirk. I'm giving a shout out to Damn Man Bones. Sorry, I didn't read the name out, but yeah. I basically made a deal with him if he had made a part 3 to a certain series. So I wanted to see out. I would give him a shout out. Like I I really wanted to see the series out, and it was like 3 months since he made it. So I mean, not 3 months, 3 weeks. So yeah. Oh, by the way, if you want a certain series out, I am definitely going to make it if you only request it. So yeah, that's basically the only reason why I haven't really made many updates to the series. All you need to do is request it, and I'll update, and I'll make a new part for it. So yeah, especially if I like it. So yep. And this is part 3 to what if Deku had an intelligence quirk. So yeah, I am not taking off this page for a while. Okay, let's see. It's going to be Deku's first day of school. Deku is pretty much just going to be walking in. He basically just sees the entire class, basically scanning all their faces and to see what their quirks are. He sees Ida. It reads engines. He sees Araka, and it says gravity. He sees half and half hot, half cold. He sees Manetta, balls. I don't sticky balls. I'm pretty sure his quirk's name is. He sees a guy with tape. He sees a guy, with sugar rush. He sees a guy with electricity. He sees Momo. He sees. Oh, right. He's also in Class 1A and Class 1B. I mean, yeah, Class 1B. So, yeah, he's pretty much just able to. He's pretty much that good. He's able to go in Class 1A and Class 1B. Because he's that smart and that strong. And I am going to have to leave a poll for the ships. Yeah, I'm leaving a poll for ships. I rarely leave polls, but yeah. And it's going to be what? It's going to be either Mai or Momo. So, yeah. He basically notices everyone in Class 1A. And I'm possibly going to do an Invisible Girl ship. That one's probably... That's probably not going to happen. But, yeah. I only saw, like, 2 ships in the comment section. Minus, the second person that voted Mai. But yeah, you guys will get, the chance. So yeah. Deku is pretty much just going to walk in Class 1A, and everyone looks at him. And pretty much Deku just sits down next to no one. He just sits in a corner alone. He's more of a loner, so yeah. And I'd say that Araka basically, tries thanking him, and he says, oh, it was no problem. And she basically asks, what's his quirk? And he says, I actually didn't give a name for his quirk. Just intelligence. His quirk's just intelligence. So, yeah. And she says, oh, that's a nice quirk. She asks what it does. It gives him a intellect boost, and it also gives him these wires on his back, which he can control. And to brainwash someone, give them viruses, basically take over their CPU, download them and put them in a different body. And yeah, basically a lot of other things that I can't think of right now. But yeah. Pretty much Deku is pretty much just going to be talking, and Aizawa basically says, calm down, class. And he says, we're going out for a test. Everyone but Izuku has to do it. And the entire class ask, why doesn't Izuku have to do them? And Aizawa says, well, I already know his strength. And the entire school knows it. And Deku basically says, yeah, Aizawa's pretty much my godfather. And the entire class is basically gasping. And they basically are wondering what happened to his real parents. And Araka basically asks, well, what happened to your parents? And Deku says, well, my mom died in a lab accident, and my dad is working cross country. I mean, not cross country, in a different state. Overseas, basically. Working overseas. Couldn't think of the word for a second. But yeah. And the entire class gets their normal scores. And Deku basically just is showing them all how to do it. For one, Deku basically puts the ball, for the ball throw, he basically shows them by putting the balls in his launcher. And it reaches escape velocity in a matter of seconds. And they all just see how it's done. And then the side lunges, Deku pretty much just plugs his wires into the ground, and basically, jumps with them instantly. Like, imagine it like, I don't know his name, but it's basically that guy with these robot arms and Spider-Man, so yeah, I can't remember his name. But yeah, basically like that. Especially with his robot arm, where he can basically, make it go like that. And yeah, in the strength test, he basically breaks the machine. And in the jumping test, he basically just jumps with his robotic leg and makes it all the way to Hawaii from the opposite direction of it. He jumps back to Japan, and they all ask, where did he go? Because he ended up jumping straight back into the exact same place he already was. But it was from the opposite side of the world, so yeah, they're just basically thinking that he can jump so goddamn far. And in the race, Deku pretty much gets, same score as Bakugo. So yeah. Okay, so let's go to the hero versus villains. Pretty much, Deku is going to get paired up with Oraka, and Bakugo is going to get paired up with Ida. Pretty much, Deku just releases a laser, basically just puts a wire into a wall and makes it go through the entire walls and reach the bomb and plug into the bomb and coat it so it wouldn't blow up, and it also wouldn't, the timer would stop. So yeah, it would basically feel like someone was touching it because someone technically was. So yeah. And Bakugo would say, "Where was he? What, did he use some kind of cloaking technology?" And he would say, "No, I used my quirk." And just show them by poking Bakugo from behind that a wire went through the entire building. And they didn't even realize. So, yeah. And Deku pretty much just beat that 5 minutes. Not 5 minutes, but 5 seconds. And all the other teams get the same. Let's go to the USJ. Everyone's just gonna be, 10 minutes. You know what? No, not doing the USJ yet. So, yeah. Deku is pretty much just going to be experimenting, trying to figure out new weapons. And he basically figures out a he pretty much just figures out a yep. He basically figures out a generator that would power his arm, that could power his arm for thousands of years. And he's basically just trying to work on it. Fails every time, just basically a huge explosion. Luckily, he owns a lot of land. But yeah, it's basically, some people are thinking he's doing a nuclear. Some people believe he's doing nuclear experiments, but he's not. It's actually more or less hadron colliders experiments, but way miniature versions. And on top of that, it generates like thousands of years worth of power a second. So yeah. And Deku doesn't have to expend all of it. It's basically remotely, all the excess energy, every minute is put into his business, essentially. He basically, plugs one of his wires into it, and then plugs another wire into the ground that leads to his business. Basically, he has wires. There's basically wires everywhere on the ground, so yeah. Basically, he plugs it into one of those and makes it go straight to his business. So yeah. Thousands of years worth of power going straight into his business to, go into his other projects. So yeah, he basically has the tip of, a pencil lead. Basically, the tip of pencil leads, generated the size of the tip of some pencil lead. Yeah, I really tried rushing through this episode. Sorry, guys. But yeah. And he's also working on another project. He calls it Project Otherworld. He's basically trying to make a teleporter. Well, he's already created a teleporter, but instead of just a normal teleporter, he tries creating one that can hop through other dimensions. So, yeah. If I decide doing a redo on Into the Deku-verse, I am definitely having this be one of the main Dekus. So, yeah. See you guys later.